Shalom, shalom. I'll be let me see. Hold on. Shalom, shalom. I'll be with you guys in just a moment. I'm trying to share this live, so just a moment. Glad to be here on this evening. Normally I'll be going on my main page, but of course, they had to restrict my page, block it, because this is going to be such a restrict my page, block it. This is going to be such a prevalent video, so they definitely had to try to stop this message from getting out, because now I'm about to expose what's going on in this day. About to expose a lot, so they're definitely going to they wanted to they want to stop this video, of course. So without further ado, man, I'm gonna go ahead and get into the scripts and hope that many join in. I think I posted I think I think at this point I think what you called it, I think I shared it, if I'm not mistaken. think I shared it. I think I shared it with everybody. If y'all hear my little one in the background, it's cause she waking up, so forgive us. Hold on. All right, so let's go ahead and get into some scriptures. Baby girl, brand new, so you might hear a baby in the background. I apologize in advance. So let's talk about the abomination that made us desolate. Okay, we're going to go in and talk about the abomination that made us the abomination that made us desolate. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and get into full swing with this one, man. We gonna bring it on out and make sure that the truth is heard on this evening. We're gonna bring it out, man, and make sure that the truth is heard. All right. The abomination that made desolate. First scripture I want to go to before I get into the Apocrypha. I want to go over to Matthew 27. Let me go ahead and screen share. I'm going to go ahead and get over to Matthew 27 real quick. That is the first scripture I want to go to. I mean, Matthew 24, sorry. Matthew 24. I think it's like 15 or something too, but let me make sure though. I'm gonna just go ahead and start at 13. Go ahead and start at 13. Start on 13 on this one. That's crazy because this page is not even restricted, but yet they won't even let me share to groups in this page. On this, they don't want this one out. I can't even share from this page, and I ain't been on this page in a while to even get this page blocked. But I can't share on it. That's weird. Well, let's see if I can do it now. Hold on, real quick before I get started. I apologize. I'm just trying to see what I could do. Well, let's see if I can share it now. Yeah, still won't let me share. This is crazy. I ain't even been on this page, but it's blocking it. Wow. It don't want this word to get out, man. This is crazy. It don't want it to get out. All right. So let's go ahead and go to Matthew 24. We're gonna start at verse 13. It says, it says, but he that shall endure unto the end, the same shall be saved. In this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness unto all the nations, and then shall the end come. All right, so verse 15, this is what I want. It says, when ye therefore shall see the abomination of desolation spoken of by Daniel the prophet, it says, stand in the holy place. Then it said, whosoever readeth, let him understand. So on this evening, we're about to understand we're about to understand what the abomination of desolation really is. All right, this video right here is going to explain it all, because many don't even know what the abomination of desolation really is. They just go to the scripts and they talk about the abomination of desolation, but they really don't know what it really is, though, right? So we're about to see what really is the abomination of desolation, what made us desolate from our land, right? Then let's go ahead to 16. Verse 16 says, then let them which be in Judea flee into the mountains. It said, let him which is on the housetop not come down to take anything out of his house. It said, neither let him which is in the field return back to take his clothes. Well, why? We're about to find out. It says, and woe unto them that are with child, and to them that give suck in those days, right? It said, but pray ye that your flight be not in the winter, neither on a Sabbath day. For then shall be great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time, no, nor ever shall be. It said, until this time, right? Nor ever shall be. It said, except those days should be shortened, there should no flesh be saved. But for the elect's sake, those days shall be shortened. Why? Because we had to be born here on this side, right? So it had to be shortened for us. Okay. I said, then for there shall arise false Christ, and false prophets, and shall show great signs and wonders, and so much that if it were possible, they shall deceive the very elect. It said, behold, I have told you before. Wherefore, if they shall say unto you, behold, he is in the desert, go not forth. Behold, he is in the secret chambers, believe it not. And so far as the lightning cometh out of the east, and shineth even unto the west, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. For wheresoever the carcass is, there will the eagles be gathered together, right? There will the eagles, hold on. There will the eagles be gathered together, right? So I want to, what do America use as their symbol? The eagle, right? So it said wherever the carcass lies, right? There shall the eagles be gathered. There's your picture in your sign. There's your type in your shadow of where the land is at. Where was the carcasses laid at? Huh? Where was those wars at? Huh? Let's continue. It said, immediately after the tribulation of those days shall the sun be darkened, and the moon shall not give her light, and the stars shall fall from heaven. What stars? Fallen angels. That's what the stars are, right? Stars are angels as a whole. All right. It said, and the powers of the heaven shall be shaken, and then shall appear the sign of the Son of Man in heaven, and shall all the tribes of the earth mourn. It said, and they shall see the Son of Man coming in the clouds of heaven with a great, with power and in great glory. All right. Let's go ahead. Let's go ahead and go over now. What we're going to do, we're going to explain this now. What is the abomination of desolation? So let's go ahead and go over to we'll go to First Maccabees, man. We're gonna read the whole chapter, the first Maccabees, because here is where we're going to get it at. All right, this is where we're going to get. Hold on, let me see something. Here is when we're going to get. This is where we're going to get the truth at right here. All right, we're going to get the whole truth from right here. I wish I can expand this. Wish I can expand this. Hold on, can I? See if I can expand this. Yeah. I can only make it that way, but let me just do that. Make it that way. I don't want chapter 2. My bad. Next previous chapter, chapter 1. All right. I wish I could make this bigger. I don't know how. If I could, I would. Let's see if I could do this. Got to be some way I can expand this. Get all of this out the way. So, keep doing the chapter. All right. Well, I guess it's just gonna give me this. So I'll work with it. I'll work with it. All right. So let's go ahead and make this bigger. We're gonna go ahead and read. We're gonna go ahead and read Maccabees, man. First Maccabees. All right. Go ahead and read First Maccabees. Hold on. Let me see. I got a friend request. Let me see something. All right, we're gonna go ahead and read First Maccabees, chapter 1. First Maccabees, chapter 1. Man, I wish I had a reader, but let's go ahead and get it. It says, and it happened. And it happened after that Alexander, son of Philip, the Macedonian, who came out of the land of Shittim, had smitten Darius, king of the Persians and the Medes, that he reigned in his stead, the first over Greece, all right, and made many wars and won many strongholds and slew the kings of the earth and went through to the ends of the earth and took spoils of many nations, and so much that the earth was quiet before him. Whereupon he was exalted, and his heart was lifted up, and he gathered a mighty strong host, and ruled over countries and nations and kings, who became tributaries unto him. Verse 5 says, and after these things he fell sick and perceived that he should die. Let me scoot this up a bit. Okay. Wherefore he called his servants, such as were honorable, and had been brought up with him from his youth, and parted his kingdom among them, while he was yet alive. Verse 7 says, so Alexander reigned 12 years and then died, and his servants bare rule, every one in his place. And after his death, they all put crowns upon themselves. Okay, so did their sons after them many years, and evils were multiplied in the earth. All right, now here we come up to this prince right here. Watch what the wording says. Okay, watch what the wording says. Okay, we on verse 10. It says, and there came out of them a wicked root, Antiochus. Forgive me if I'm slaughtering that name, because I'm about to slaughter this one too. I'm not good with the spelling of names. Antiochus' surname, Ephenius, son of Antiochus the king, who had been in hostage, in hostage at Rome. So wait, we're dealing with a person now that was a hostage at Rome. Okay, he became a wicked root, So who could this person be? See, could he be in extension of Israel? Huh? Let's just continue though. All right. It said, I'm gonna start at from 10 again from the top. And there came out of them a wicked root, Antiochus, surname Ephenius, son of Antiochus the king, who had been in hostage at Rome. And he reigned in the 137th year of the kingdom of the Greeks. All right. How did he rule? Verse 11, it said, in those days went there out of Israel. Okay, so they went out of Israel wicked men who persuaded many. All right. So wait, there was a root, and then there was many wicked men of Israel, okay, who persuaded many, okay, saying, let us go and make a covenant with the heathen, okay, that are round about us. For since we departed from them, we have had much sorrow. See, there's going to be many wicked Israelites, because there are some today, there are many in the earth today, see, that still are making covenants with the heathen, unbeknownst, whether you're doing it willingly or you're doing it by covenant. Every time you celebrate a pagan holiday, you're willingly making a covenant with the heathens that are out there, with the different nations that are out there. See, this is what you're doing every time you celebrate, or if you want to say, oh, well, you know what, I'm doing it for the kids, right? No, you're making a covenant with the heathen, with these other nations. And if you're a skin folk, you're a kinfolk, you're bloodline Judah. I mean, your bloodline your bloodline Israel, right? So even if you don't know who you are, your bloodline qualifies you for who you are, period, whether you know it or not. See, this is why the Most High put our whole nation in bondage. See, because we wanted to make it was people who went out and made these covenants. But let's get back into it, because I'm a better expound once we get to a certain part. We just getting started. So since we've departed from them, we had much sorrow. All right. I said in those 12. So this device pleased them well. Then certain of the people were so forward herein that they went to the king, who gave them license to do after the ordinances of the heathen. What you mean? They went to the king that gave them license to do. So who is this? Who is this Antiochus the second? Who is this Antiochus the second? See, he had to give them license. Why? Because he was a ruler. He was a ruler of that was in their kingdom, right? He was a ruler that was in their kingdom, but was he necessarily Greek, or was he part of Israel? See, let's finish this out. So this device pleased them well. Then certain of the people were so forward herein that they went to the king, who gave them license to do after the ordinances of the heathen. Okay. after the ordinances of the heathen. Hold on, let me. All right, right here. Okay. Whereupon they built a place of exercise at Jerusalem. So wait, what is this telling you? That they built a place of exercise? Huh? All your gymnasiums that you see, all your sports, huh? That's what Rome is all about. This is their entertainment. You are the entertainment, huh? Basketball, soccer, football, hockey, all of that. You are the jouster that was making the king smile, huh? So they went to go build a place of exercise. Watch this, at Jerusalem, according to the customs of the heathen. 14, no, 15, and made themselves uncircumcised and forsook the holy covenant, right? And joined, they forsook the holy covenant and joined themselves to the heathen and were sold to do mischief. Okay. 16. Now, when the kingdom was established before Antiochus, he thought to reign over Egypt, that he might have the dominion of two realms. See, he wanted the dominion of two realms now, right? Egypt and who else was he over? Let's finish reading. Wherefore, 17, he entered into Egypt with a great multitude, with chariots. Wait, and for those that say that the UFOs are chariots, did they enter into into Egypt with UFOs? No, UFOs are not chariots. Those are fallen angel equipment. See, this is what the government is going to use as a ploy to lock back down and say, oh, it's for public safety. That's their doing. That's fallen angel technology. Chariots was made for war. It attached to horses. That's what a chariot is. It has nothing to do with a UFO. The wheel in the middle of the wheel was something. If you go read that chapter, it was that's talking about something else. It's not talking about no UFO. All right, let's finish this out. 15 again. Made themselves uncircumcised and forsook the holy covenant, joined themselves to the heathen, and were sold to do mischiefs. Now, when the king was established before Antiochus, the kingdom was established before Antiochus, he thought to reign over Egypt, that he might have the dominion of two realms. 17. Wherefore he entered into Egypt with a great multitude, with chariots and elephants and horsemen, and had in a great navy, and made war against Ptolemy, king of Egypt. But Ptolemy was afraid of him and fled, that many were wounded to death. No, sorry, and many were wounded to death. Let me take this down some more. Many were wounded to death. All right. Verse 19 says, thus they got the strong cities in the land of Egypt, and he took the spoils thereof. And after that, Antiochus had smitten Egypt, he returned again in the 143rd year, and went up against Israel and Jerusalem with a great multitude. Hold on. He returned where? To Israel and Jerusalem, and went up against them. More cities, right? Now he thinking to take more cities. Okay. He returned again in the 143rd year and went up against Israel and Jerusalem with a great multitude. 21. And entered proudly into the sanctuary and took away the golden altar and the candlestick of light and all the vessels thereof. So wait, he came and took the sanctuary. He proudly entered the sanctuary. Okay. He took the golden altar, the candlestick of light, and all the vessels thereof. Right? He came and took these things. Okay. He came and took these things from where? Jerusalem. Jerusalem. Let's finish this out. 22. And the table of the shewbread, in the pouring vessels, in the vials, in the censers of gold, in the veil, in the crowns, in the golden ornaments that were before the temple, all which he pulled off. He took also the silver and the gold, the precious vessels. Also, he took the hidden treasures which he found, right? Which he found. And when he had taken all away, he went into his own land, having made a great massacre and spoken very proudly. Therefore, there was great mourning in Israel, in every place where they were. Didn't the Most High say that he was going to do this, though? Didn't the Most High say that there would be a great mourning? Let's prove this. Let's go to Amos 8. Let's go to Amos 8. Let's prove this. Let's go to Amos 8, because this is where he said this at. Let's go to Amos 8 and let's just read the whole chapter, okay? Because it's only about 13 verses. So thus, we're going to start at verse 1. It said, thus hath the Lord God shewed unto me, and behold, a basket of summer fruit. A basket of summer fruit. And he said, Amos, what seest thou? And I said, a basket of summer fruit. Then said the Lord unto me, the end is come upon my people of Israel. The end, right? It's come upon my people Israel. I will not again pass by them anymore. And the songs of the temple shall be howling in that day, saith the Lord God. There shall be many dead bodies in every place. They shall cast them forth with silence. Right? Say, hear this, O ye that swallow up the needy, even to make the poor of the land to fail, saying, when will the new moon be gone? See, this is what they asked for. This is what they asked for. Huh? He said, when will the new moon be gone, that we may sell corn? All they was thinking about was money, riches, about themselves. That's how they profaned the Sabbath. He said, in the Sabbath, that we may set forth wheat, making the earth small, and the shekel great, and falsifying the balances by deceit. See? Remember, the Sabbath is a commandment. The Sabbath is in the commandments, the original law, right? It's in the commandments. But they was going against the commandments. Why? They made a covenant with the heathen. See? Let's finish this out. Six, that we may buy the poor for silver, and the needy for a pair of shoes. Yeah, and sell the refuse of the wheat. The Lord have sworn, Most High have sworn by the excellency of Jacob. Surely I would never forget any of their works. He said, shall not the land tremble for this? And everyone mourn that dwelleth therein? And it shall rise up wholly as a flood. Watch this. He said, it shall rise up wholly as a flood. And it shall be cast out and drowned as by the flood of Egypt. What you mean by the flood of Egypt? It's death. And it shall come to pass in that day, saith the Lord, that I will cause the sun to go down at noon, and I will darken the earth in the clear day. Verse 10 said, I will turn your feast into mourning, and all your songs into lamentation, meaning weeping, crying. And I will bring up sackcloth upon all loins, and baldness upon every head, and I will make it as the mourning of an only son. He said, in the end thereof as a bitter day. To behold, the days come, saith the Lord. Says the Lord God, that I will send a famine, right? I will send a famine in the land. He said, not a famine of bread. So he wasn't going to make them hunger or thirst, right? He said, no, nor of thirst of water, but of hearing the words of the Lord. Why? Because he wasn't going to put a man of God in the land. See? He wasn't going to have a man of God in the land during all these centuries, all these years. It was going to go by of thirst for some time, right? That's why we got many today that call themselves prophets, or they this and they that. The Most High haven't called you. He ain't gave y'all no mysteries. That's why he said, I'm gonna he was going to send he was going to send in the land famine. He said, not of bread, nor a thirst for water, but at the hearing of the words of the Lord. He said, verse 12, and they shall wander from sea to sea, and from the north even to the east. Do you see this? This is how the land was desolate, because we was wandering. See, because there wasn't no words of life given. See, there wasn't no words of life given. There was no water of the spirit being thrown upon people. See, it was dryness. So they was wandering for these words. See, that's why you got to read Deuteronomy 28 very carefully. See, because when it said that I will send you back into Egypt with ships, see, you got to know what the language meant back then. What was ships? In vessels, in droves. I will send you in droves, meaning in groups. Okay, in groups. You can't find slave ships here. You can't find slave ships in the museum. He said he was going to send you in groups in bondage again. That's what he was going to do. See? That's why he said, I'm going to have you wandering from sea to sea, from the north even to the east. That means you were still in that country still. He was just going to have you wandering from place to place. See? From the north to from the north where you are. Why you think the slaves were trying to make it back to the north? to the free land where they was free at. Huh? Why do you think that was? Huh? Why was they trying to make it back to the north? You ain't never watched a slave movie where they say, I'm trying to make it back to Africa. Huh? Your land is right here. This is where all the atrocities happened. See? Let's get back. He said, they shall run to and fro and seek the word of the Lord, and it shall not find it. 13. In that day shall the fair virgins and young men faint for thirst. They that swear by the sin of Samaria. Hold on. Read that again, 14. They that swear by the sin of Samaria and say, thy God, O Dan, liveth, in the manner of Bathsheba liveth. Even they shall fall and never rise up again. So he told you that your Sabbath and your feast was gonna be mourning. That was your precept. Now let's go back to the first Maccabees. Let's go back to first Maccabees. All right, where were we at? 25. 25. So therefore there was great mourning in Israel, in every place where they were, so that the princes and elders mourned. The virgin and young men were made feeble. Wait, didn't we just read that? It said what did this say? 26 said, so that the princes and elders mourned, and the virgins and young men were made what? Feeble. Let's go back real quick to Amos. Didn't we just read that? 13. He said, in that day shall the fair virgins and young men faint for thirst. Huh? Huh? Come on now, man. We breaking down the true abomination, the desolation. We're going to get to what it is in a moment, though. We're going to get to what it is. We just showed you what it just said in Amos, and it precepts this right here. 25 again. Therefore there was great mourning in Israel, in every place where they were. 26. So that the princes and elders mourned. The virgins and young men were made feeble, and the beauty of women was changed. So every bridegroom took up lamentation. Hold on, let me take it down. Every bridegroom took up lamentation, and she that sat in the marriage chamber was in heaviness. Why? Because it was being ruined around. The place was being in ruin. 28. It said the land also was moved for the inhabitants thereof. Right? That the land was also moved for the inhabitants thereof. And all the house of Jacob was covered with confusion. It said, and after 2 years fully expired, the king sent his chief collector of tribute unto the cities of Judah, who came unto Jerusalem with a great multitude. Right? Who came unto Jerusalem with a great multitude. All right. And spake peaceably words unto them, but all was deceit. And for And for when they had, so wait, Judah had rebelled and went, see, this was Judah's, Judah went through this. So who is Antiochus? Could he be Israel? Remember, he went to his own land, right? He went to his own land and he massacred the land of Israel as well. See? But now he coming up to the city of Judah to take money, tribute. Don't this sound like a law that was done how the Levites were to take what is it called, tithes, right? Remember, Antiochus joined himself along with many men of Israel. Remember, there's two houses, Judah and Israel. Israel, there went up wicked men of Israel, right? And they joined themselves to the heathen, it said, right? Let's finish it out. We're at 29, right? And after 2 years fully expired, the king sent his chief collector of tribute unto the cities of Judah, who came unto Jerusalem with a great multitude, and spake peaceably words unto them, but all was deceit. For when they had given him credence, he fell suddenly upon the city and smote it very sore, and destroyed much people of Israel. All right, let me bring it down a little bit. All right. And when he had taken the spoils of the city, he set it on fire and pulled down the houses and the walls thereof on every side. But the women and children took they captive and possessed the cattle. Then builded they the city of David with a great and strong wall, and with mighty towers, and made it a stronghold for them. And they put therein a sinful nation, wicked men, and fortified themselves therein. They stored it also with armor and victuals. And when they had hold on, let me pull this down. And when wait. And they put therein a sinful nation, wicked men, and fortified themselves therein. 35. They stored it also with armor and victuals, and when they had gathered together the spoils of Jerusalem, they laid them up there, and so they became a sore snare. What nation did they put up in there? They put wicked men of Israel, man, and other nations up in there. See, that's how our land is taken today. Still taken right now. See? $36. Therefore, it was a place to lie in wait against the sanctuary, and an evil adversary to Israel. Evil adversary to Israel. You see the words here? Judah was an evil adversary to Israel around this time. See? See? The wicked men of Israel, that is. All right, 36 again from the top. It said, for it was a place to lie in wait against the sanctuary, and an evil adversary to Israel. Thus they shed innocent blood on every side of the sanctuary and defiled it. 38. And so much that the inhabitants, watch this. This is what we want to get. Pay attention. And so much that the inhabitants of Jerusalem fled before them. Okay. In so much that, let me 38 again. In so much that the inhabitants of Jerusalem fled because of them. Whereupon the city was made an habitation of strangers. Okay, now wait. We'll stop there because folks will say, okay, well, see, look, that's why Africa got who it got in the land today. No. Let's figure out what strangers mean here. Okay, we about to figure out what strangers mean here in just a moment. See, it became strange to those that were born in her. So Judah was still still having folks born in her, even Israel. They were still having kids, but how did it become strange? Let's finish this out. Let the word tell you, not I. Let the word tell you. Because the land became strange. It became strange to those that were born in her. And her own children left her. Right? Her own children left her. Okay? But there was some of us that was still being born in her, right? But we left her. How? Our ways. Watch this, 39. Her sanctuary was laid waste like a wilderness. So when it said wilderness, this is what it's talking about. It said her sanctuary was laid waste like a wilderness. Her feasts were turned into mourning, right? So there stopped being feast days there. Watch this. It said her Sabbaths into reproach. Didn't we just read this in Amos 8? How they wanted to, hold on, when is the Sabbath over so I can sell, so I could go out, party, do this, right? Her Sabbaths were turned into what? Into a reproach. Reproach. Wait. Her Sabbaths into reproach. Her honor into contempt. Who is the her? The land. Jerusalem. Zion is her. The motherland. Zion. See? Zion is her. 40. As had been her glory, so was her dishonor increased. Why? Because there was more sins being decreased in our land. It said, and her excellency was turned into mourning. 41. Moreover, King Antiochus wrote to the whole kingdom that all should be one people, right? All should be one people, right? So he wanted you not to go by I'm Judah, I'm this, I'm that. Everybody gonna be one people. You're gonna join unto the stranger, unto the heathen nations, unto the heathen nations that come up to us. We're gonna all be one people. That's why this land is filled with many different, that's why it's a melting pot today. See? 42. And everyone should leave his laws. Do you see this? Everyone should leave his laws. So all the heathen agreed according to the commandment of the king. Yeah, many also of the Israelites consented to his religion. What was his religion? In second chapter, it's going to talk about, I think it's second or third, it's going to talk about Judaism. And sacrifice unto idols and profane the Sabbath. This is where other This is where your pagan holidays came into. See? This is where they came into being. See? See? And profaned the Sabbath. That's why many don't celebrate or know of the Sabbath today. Because it's strange unto. That's why the land became strange. It's not that we left it. Some of our people did leave and was scattered. Scattered where? To other cities, other countries around. See, this just like, let's say I live in Texas or something. They might have been scattered to Louisiana. See? That's what it's talking about. Not to a whole nother continent. Huh? Right? Let's finish this out. And the ones that stayed in there, they profaned the Sabbath in the holy festival days, and they started celebrating what they do today. Thanksgiving. February is Valentine's Day. Halloween. They traded in all the festival days for days of idol worship, is what they did. See? That's why the land is strange. Now, the land, Zion don't know this stuff. Zion only know the feast, the festival days, the days that was for her land. Don't nobody give a 6 year don't nobody plant for 6 years for the harvest anymore, and let the land rest on the 7th year. Who does that now? Huh? This is how the land was profaned. See? "44. For the king had sent letters by messengers unto Jerusalem and the cities of Judah, that they should follow the strange laws of the land." So I ask you, because some of you are in camps, and letters be sent out saying to follow the law of the land. These are the wicked Israelites. They have their ancestor spirits, huh? And they once again are telling you to follow the law of the land and the CDC guidelines and all this stuff. The Most High never told you to do that. Not once did he tell you to do that. See? Get out while you can. Let's finish. 45. And forbid burnt offerings. What was burnt offerings? Your burnt offerings was not meat. Your burnt offerings was bread. You put it in the oven and you banked it. That was your burnt offerings that you gave unto the Most High for a sweet smelling savior. Why was it sweet? Because you might have baked cakes as well as bread. That's why it was a sweet smelling savior. It wasn't animal flesh. The Most High God and the Most High does not dwell in that. I'm going to do a video about that next, tomorrow. And forbid burnt offerings and sacrifice and drink offerings in the temple. They forbid that when the Most High said to do it. And that they should profane the Sabbaths and festival days. This is what this wicked king wrote in Israel. Lights that were wicked followed this. 46. And pollute the sanctuary and holy people. Set up altars and groves and chapels. What is this? These are churches all around the land today. People that serve Islam. Wood. You serving you serving a stone. You got your Masonic temples. You got your all sorts of chapels serving Buddha, Confucius, Christianity. This is how they start putting chapels around in the land. See? 47 again. Hold on, let me pull it down. 47 again says, set up altars and groves and chapels of idols and sacrifice swine's flesh. Many of y'all was out here eating chitlins and going on, huh? Booty juice, booty noodles, eating the pig. Do you know that the kings didn't eat that? They handed the peasants this stuff. They handed them the swine. They ate fruit and breads and stuff. This is what the kings ate, and they gave the slaves the leftover slop that they didn't want. And y'all continuing this this festivity till this day, like it's a great thing. You eating abominable food. 47 again. Set up groves and chapels, idols, sacrifice swine's flesh and unclean beasts, that they should also leave their children uncircumcised. Right? Leave their children uncircumcised and make their souls abominable with all manner of uncleanness and profanation. See, this is how the land became strange. As you said, as we saw up there, we were still having kids in the land, but it became strange because we left our way of life. We left God's covenant. We left his commandments. So we don't grow our kids up on the festival days. We don't grow our kids up on the Sabbath. We grow our kids up on what? Sunday worship. Going to Sunday school, to these chapels, to these idols. We raised them up on Thanksgiving, right? We raised them up on Christmas and all this fake stuff. Why? Because the king right here put it in law. This is how the land became strange. Now it's time to come back and bring our land back to our festival days, to our feast days, to our Sabbaths, and cleanse the land. This is how the land was strange. 49. To the end, they might forget the law. This is how the land became strange, because we forgot the law and changed all the ordinances. This is exactly what happened. Verse 50. And whosoever would not do according to the commandment of the king, he said he should die. In the selfsame manner wrote he to his whole kingdom and appointed overseers over all the people, commanded the cities of Judah to sacrifice, city by city. Then many of the people were gathered unto them, to wit, everyone that forsook the law. And so they committed evils in the land. They committed evils, it said, in the land. See? 53. And drove the Israelites into secret places. This is why in Matthew 24 it said those who flee to the mountains. Huh? It said flee to the mountains. If you are on your house, it said come down. Those that are in Judea, it said flee. Why? Because because of this that's about to happen, that we about to read. 53. and drove the Israelites into secret places, even wherever they could flee for succor. 54. Now the 15th day of the month Cashlu. Wait, the 15th day, what is this? This is the feast of dedication. This is why I don't call it I don't call it Hanukkah. It ain't that. It's the feast of dedication, aka the feast of ingathering. Why? Because you're gathering in the last of your harvest. See? What is the feast of ingathering? It talks about that in what's that? Leviticus 23, I believe. We about to go to that in just a moment. Now the 15th day of the month, Cashlu, in the 145th year. Okay, now we about to get to the desolation of what made it desolate. We about to get to the desolation about, wait, before I do that, before I read this, let's go over to Daniel 7. We got to go to Daniel 7. See? Because we really been in red, we really been in red a lot, and I should have been in put this in. Let's see. Daniel 11. Where I want this at? I'm sorry, Daniel 9. Daniel 9 real quick. Seven. I think I want to start at like 23 or something. Yeah, we're gonna start at 23. All right, said the Daniel 7:23. It said, thus he said, the fourth beast shall be the fourth kingdom upon earth, which shall be diverse from all kingdoms, and shall devour the whole earth, and shall tread it down and break it in pieces. And the 10 horns out of this kingdom are 10 kings that shall arise, and another shall rise after him, and shall be diverse from the first. And he shall subdue 3 kings. All right, 25. Wait, I'm sorry. I'm still in the wrong chapter. Daniel 9. I don't know why I keep wanting to go to 7. My apologies. I just noticed that. I'm going to start at 23 again. I'm going to start at right. Start at 19. All right, this is Daniel talking. I mean, he praying. Say, "Oh Lord, hear, oh Lord, forgive, oh Lord, hearken and do. Defer not for thine own sake, oh my God. For thy city and thy people are called by thy name. And whilst I was speaking and praying and confessing my sin and the sin of my people Israel, and presenting my supplication before the Lord my God for the holy mountain of my God." Yeah, whilst I was speaking in prayer. Why was he praying for the whole of Israel, right? And whilst I was speaking in prayer, even the man Gabriel, whom I had seen in a vision at the beginning, being caused to fly swiftly, touched me about the time of the evening oblation. What is the evening prayer? 8 o'clock. I got a video on that already. All right. And he informed me and talked with me and said, "Oh, Daniel, I am now come forth to give thee skill and understanding." All right, so let me just give you a little backdrop. Daniel was praying and he was seeking, like, hold on, wait. I know that this is time past that the abomination got to cease. Why are we still here in captivity? Is this supposed to happen in my generation or in another? So this is what he was praying. because he like, hold on, wait, I've been seeking and I've been watching the time. Let me show you that he said that. Let's go up to because I'm at what, 23 now? Yep, 23. All right, so I'm gonna come back. Hold on, let's go up real quick. I go to one. Hold on, let me go to one. Then I'll scan through if I don't need it. All right. All right, right here. Oh, let me get to my exact verse that I need. Right here. Let's just start in 2. He said, in the first year of his reign, I, Daniel, understood. Watch this. Understood by books the number of the years whereof the word of the Lord came to Jeremiah the prophet, that he would accomplish 70 years in the desolations of Jerusalem. So he said that he understood the years, right? So in this turn, he said he was counting the years, and he thought, hold on, wait, this should be over, because I read it in the book of the prophet of Jeremiah. So he was calculating that the desolation should be over, right? So he said, I set my face unto the Lord God to seek by prayer and supplications with fasting and sackcloth and ashes. And I prayed unto the Lord my God and made my confession and said, O Lord, the great dreadful God, keeping the covenant and mercy to them that love him and to them that keep his commandments. We have sinned and have committed iniquity and have done wickedly and have rebelled, even by departing. Do you see this? By departing from thy precepts and from thy judgments, right? Neither have we hearkened unto thy servants the prophets, which spake in thy name to our kings and princes and our fathers, and to all the people of the land. O Lord, righteousness belongeth unto thee, but unto us confusion of faces. Remember that? Didn't we read how Judah had confusion of faces? We read this in up here in First Maccabees, how confusion belonged to Judah, right? So to the men of Judah and the inhabitants of Jerusalem. So Daniel was praying because he calculated the years and thought that it should be over. It should be during his dispensation. Now let's go back down to 23 and let's find out what Gabriel's about to tell him. All right. So he said, at the beginning of thy supplications, the commandment came forth, and I am come, and I am come to show thee, for thou art greatly beloved. Therefore, understand the matter and consider the vision. All right, so he about to tell Daniel the mystery in this. He says, 70 weeks are determined upon thy people and upon the holy city to finish the transgression. All right, so it was in his time that they was going to that the transgression was to still be going. Okay, the trampling down of the holy city was to still be going. All right, Daniel didn't understand that. He thought that it was supposed to end during his time. Right? Why is this? 70 weeks are determined upon thy people and upon thy holy city to finish the transgression and to make an end of sins. All right, they were supposed to make an end, right? And to make reconciliation for iniquity, and to bring in everlasting righteousness, and to seal up the vision and prophecy, right? To seal it up, and to anoint the most holy. What is the most holy? We about to finish it out when we go back to Maccabees. 25 says, know therefore and understand that from the going forth of the commandment to restore and to build Jerusalem unto the Messiah the Prince. Hold on, who is this? Who is this? Shall be 7 weeks and 62 weeks. It said the street shall be built again, and the wall. Watch this. Even in troublous times. Whose time is that? This is our time that we are in right now. The wall in Jerusalem will be built in troublous times. See? It will be built in troublous times, guys. We're about to enter troublous times right now. So what does that mean? That the wall of Jerusalem will be built. Why? Because the Most High gonna have a place on this earth for his people to dwell in and serve them in troublous times that's coming. Because the trouble is coming for the heathens. It's coming for these Gentile nations. It's not coming for his people. Jerusalem will be built again in troublous times. All praises to the Most High God. And all praises unto his only begotten Son, the Most High. Verse 26. And after 62 weeks shall the Messiah be cut off, but not for himself. And the people of the prince that shall come shall destroy the city and the sanctuary. And the end thereof shall be with a flood, and unto the end of the war, desolations are determined. Right? Why? And he said, and he shall confirm the covenant with many for 1 week. We're going back to the covenant that was set. That's been always. Y'all, man, we about to find out what the covenant is. It's so simple. We about to find out though. Say in the midst of the weeks, he shall cause the sacrifice and the oblation to cease for the overspreading of abominations. He shall make it desolate. This what are we reading about now? Is for the sacrifice and oblations to cease. We just read how he just caused it to cease. How? Because he put in his pagan days. See? His pagan worships. That's how the sacrifice and oblation ceased, right? And he said, for the overspreading of abominations. What is this? We about to read this in just a moment. Why it became desolate, right? He said, even until the consummation. What consummation? The rebuilding. And we about to consummate again. And that the torment shall be poured upon the desolate, right? Now let's go to Daniel 11. All praises to the Most High God. All praises. Let's go to Daniel 11. We're going to start at... let's go to 26 to see what it's talking about. I'm going to just start right here because I really should start up. Yeah, I'm going to just go ahead and start right here. I start at 22 to 31. Daniel 11 says 22. And with the arms of a flood shall they be overflown from before him, and shall be broken. Yeah. Also the prince of the covenant, right? And after the league made with him, well, you know what? I should go up to see. Dang, where should I start at? I'm gonna just start at 18. Start at 16. He said, but he that cometh against him shall do according to his own will, and none shall stand before him. He shall stand in a glorious land. What glorious land? This is talking about Antiochus, what we just read about in Maccabees. He shall stand in the glorious land, which by his hand shall be consumed. He shall also set his face to enter with the strength of his whole nation, and upright ones with him. Thus shall he do. and he shall give him the daughter of women, corrupting her. But she shall not stand on his side, neither be for him. What daughter of women? The daughters of Zion. After this shall he turn his face unto the isles, and shall take many. But a prince for his own behalf shall cause the reproach offered by him to cease. Right? Who was that prince that stood up? Without his own reproach, he shall cause it to turn upon him. Then he shall turn his face toward the fort of his own. Wait, the fort of his own land. Wait, didn't we read that the Israelites turned too? So could this Antichrist be part of Israel? Oh, come on. But he shall stumble and fall and not be found. 20. He shall stand up in his estate a raiser of taxes in the glory of the kingdom. Did this person go unto all the cities of Judah and ask for taxes? Yes, they did. We just read that in Maccabees. But within few days he shall be destroyed, neither in anger nor in battle. And in his estate shall stand up a vile person, to whom they shall not give the honor of the kingdom. But he shall come in peacefully and obtain the kingdom by flatteries. That already happened. We read that in Maccabees. And with the arms of a flood shall they be overthrown from before him, and shall be broken. Yeah, also the prince of the covenant. Say also the prince of the covenant. And after the league made with him, he shall work deceitfully, for he shall come up and shall become strong with a small people. He shall enter peacefully with upon the fattest places of the provinces, and he shall do that which his fathers have not done, nor his fathers' fathers. He shall scatter among them the prey. Right? Scatter among whom? Israel. Judah had to go into other lands. That's why our land was made desolate, because we became strangers to our own land. There was still Judah being born in Judah, but it was strange because of the covenant that was gone, the law that was going out of it, the Sabbaths that was going out of it, the evening oblations, the sacrifices that was going out of it. We already read that in Maccabees, right? Let's continue. And spoil and riches, yeah. And he shall forecast his devices against the strongholds, even for a time, right? It said for a time. Remember, there's a time, there's times, time, and in dividing of times, right? The Most High split that up into all of these kingdoms, though. So he had it for a time. See, that's another nugget, guys. And he shall stir up his power and his courage against the king of the south with a great army, and the king of the south shall be stirred up to battle with a very great and mighty army. Hold on, who's the king of the south? They said Egypt, right? We read how he went to Egypt, right? So we saw how he went to the south. If you put that here in America, ain't Memphis in the south? Let me continue, though, because many not going to understand that. Some will, many not. Remember, it called it Memphis, Egypt, right? That's where some of the first pyramids was, right? Huh? Yeah. Let's be honest. Pyramids in Africa, those are prototypes that were made after the original that was here in America. But that's for another day, another subject. Yeah. Start up the of the south shall be stirred up to battle with a great and mighty army, but he shall not stand, for they shall forecast devices against him. Remember the king of Egypt got scared and Antiochus took his kingdom in First Maccabees? Yes, we read that. If you just coming in, just go over this tape from the beginning. Verse 26, it said, yeah, they that fed of the portion of his meat shall destroy him, and his army shall overflow, and many shall fall down slain. 27, and both these kings' hearts shall be to do mischief, and they shall speak lies at one table, but it shall not prosper. Or yet the end shall be at the time appointed. Do y'all keep seeing this? It's going to be a time appointed. Remember times, and dividing of times. That wasn't all done at one time. See? His portion was for a time. You see that? The time appointed was towards the end. So this is the dividing of it. See? 28. Then shall he return into his land with the great riches, and his heart shall be against the holy covenant. We read that. Wait, he said, then shall he return into his land with great riches, and his heart shall be against the holy covenant. So what was his land? If he returned to his land, we read in Maccabees that he came back home, right? And he took what? He went to go up against Jerusalem, aka Judah cities, and he took Judah, and he took David's. He built up David City and took everything from it: the golden center, the showbreads, all the vessels, and everything. Right? We read that already. So Daniel in his vision is just reiterating what happened. See? So he came up against the Holy Covenant, and he shall do exploits. We already saw that. And return to his own land. And in the time appointed, he shall return and come toward the south. But it shall not be as the former or as the latter. Why? So he returned back into the south, aka Egypt, right? 30. For the ships of Shittim shall come against him. The ships of Shittim shall come against him. Therefore he shall be grieved in return and have indignation against the holy covenant. Why? Because he wasn't able to go back up against them. So he returned back home and came up against the holy covenant and put all of them laws there. See? So shall he do. He shall even return and have intelligence with them that forsake the holy covenant. What you mean intelligence with them? Those wicked Israelites that made a pact and a covenant with him to forsake the law of the covenant. See? This is how he had intelligence. They were wicked Israelites. Remember that he sat in David's in David's throne, in David's sanctuary, right? Remember that in First Maccabees chapter 1 and 33, it tells you. I'm about to read it real quick. It said, then built they the city of David with a great and strong wall and a mighty tower, and made it in a stronghold for them. And they put therein a sinful nation, wicked men, and fortified themselves therein. Let's read 35. And they stored it also with armor and victuals. And when they had gathered together the spoils of Jerusalem, they laid them up there, and they were, and so they became a sore snare. It said, for it was a place to lie in wait against the sanctuary, and an evil adversary to Israel. Right? So this is how he had intelligence with the ones who forsook. Let's get this one. 31. And arms shall stand on his part. Didn't we just read that? How they put wicked men with arms in the sanctuary? Huh? Evil adversary? And they shall pollute the sanctuary of strength. We just read it. verse 33 of First Maccabees, and shall take away the daily sacrifice. This is what they did. And they shall put, and they shall place the abomination that make desolate, right? Now let's get to that abomination. Let's get to that right now. Let's go back to First Maccabees. We about to get to that abomination now. 54. It said, now the 15th day of the month Caslu. That's why we this is the month right now. This is the day, the time that we celebrate the feast of dedication, right? It said, in the 145th year, they set up the abomination of desolation upon the altar and builded idol altars throughout the cities of Judah on every side. 55. And burnt incense at the doors of their houses and in the streets. And when they had rent in pieces the books of the law which they found, they burnt them with fire. This is what the wicked men did. They burnt the books of the law with fire. And whosoever was found with any book of the testament, hold on, wait, because so this is for OT only guys. When y'all say that the NT, the New Testament is false, well, this book is telling you not. They had the book of the law and the book of the testament. See, the book of the law and the book of the testament. It said, and whosoever was found with the book of the testament, or if any committed to the law, do y'all see? Do y'all see here? The book of the testament, that's your new. So it's all one book. It's not separated. '57 from the top. And whosoever was found with any of the testament, book of the testament, or if any consented to the law, the king's commandment was that they should put him to death. Thus did they by their authority unto the Israelites every month, to as many as were found in the city. Now, watch this. Here's the abomination of desolation right here. 59. Now the 25th day of the month. Caslu is in the month of December, guys. What is the 25th day? That's Christmas, right? Huh. Now the 25th day of the month, they did sacrifice upon the idol altar, which was upon the altar of God. Right? So Christmas is the abomination of desolation that was done. They replaced that. They replaced our festival days. They replaced the feast of dedication. They even calling it Hanukkah now. Right? So they replaced it with an idol. And then the 25th day, aka Christmas, what they call as they call it, Jesus Christ's birthday. You see how they put the idol there? First it was Saint Nick, and then they, you know what I'm saying, right? If y'all know about Krampus, we about to read what they did. $60. Let's go down to 60. At which time, according to the commandment, they put to death certain women that had caused their children to be circumcised. What did Krampus do? What you think that that stocking hanging from the over the fireplace, aka fire, right? Hanging over the fireplace. What you think that symbolizes? Kids being put in the what is the present bag by aka Santa, right? What did Krampus do? Didn't he kidnap kids and kill them? Saint Nick, right? '60. At which time, according to the commandment, they put to death certain women that caused their children to be circumcised, and they hanged the infants. Why you think that's why that stocking is hung? They hanged the infants about their necks and raffled their houses and slew them that had circumcised them. Howbeit, many in Israel were fully resolved and confirmed in themselves not to eat any unclean thing. Wherefore they chose rather to die, that they might not be defiled with meats, and that they might not profane the holy covenant. So then they died. The holy covenant was the Sabbath. Okay, that was the holy covenant. It was a Sabbath. So they chose not to profane the Sabbath. We about to read that in chapter 2, but I'm not gonna read that right now. Because I'm gonna do that to tomorrow because it's getting late. But the holy covenant was the Sabbath, so they chose not to defile themselves with the Sabbath. See, 63. Wherefore they chose rather to die, that they might not be defiled with meats, and that they might not profane the holy covenant, aka the Sabbath. So then they died, and there was very great wrath upon Israel. So that's what the abomination of desolation is. The abomination of desolation is Christmas. They replaced, as we just read, they replaced the Feast of Dedication, and on the 25th day, they put up idols, and they worship Christmas, and they put Saint Nick, then they put the idol upon the altars, whom they call Jesus Christ today, right? Changed his name, put another name and another idol in there, and that's how they got their 25th day of Christmas. And they said that he was born on that day. Yes, he was born. Their guy was born on that day. See, because this is when they destroyed our temple. They destroyed our city of David. They destroyed our cities of Judah, and they put up there. Let's read it again. Let's read that real quick. Let's go ahead and get it one more time. First Maccabees. Get that one more time. 59. Wait, let's go to 54. So now the 15th day of the month Caslu. Like again, this is in December. Okay, we could go to John 10 where it says John 10 where it reads how it was the Feast of Dedication, and it was the 25th day, right? So in the 15th day, this is why we celebrate the Feast of Dedication, right? It's in the 15th day of the month, Caslu, in the 145th year. They set up the abomination of desolation upon the altar, okay? And built idol altars throughout the city. So they took out our day, the Feast of Dedication, on this day. They took out our day and built idols upon all the idol altars throughout the cities of Judah on every side, and burnt incense at the doors of their houses and in the streets. And when they had rent in pieces the book of the law, which they found, and they burnt them with fire. And whosoever was found with any book of the testament, or if any committed to the law, the king's commandment was that they should put them to death. Thus did they by their authority unto the Israelites every month, to as many as were found in the cities. Watch this, 59. Now the 5th and 20th day of the month. In that same month, guys, December what? 25th, aka Christmas. They did sacrifice upon the idol altar. So for Christmas, what do? You open gifts and everything, then you eat with your family, right? Huh? So they sacrifice, right? Which was upon the altar of God. This was the abomination of desolation. How do you know? Let's go up a little bit more. We're not going to read it all. We're going to come back to that. Wait, did I pass it? Should be right here somewhere. Let me see more. All right, see, look at this. And sacrifice unto idols and profane the Sabbath. The Sabbath is the covenant, right? All right, so let me see. Hold on. Cities and Jerusalem follow strange on the land, burn offerings, profane the Sabbaths and festival days, pollute the sanctuary and the holy people, set up altars, grove, chapels, swine fish, they should children circumcised, abominable. So that make the abominable souls. They forget the law ordinances, change the ordinances of the king, self-same mind. Hold on, y'all. I'm trying to get to that one where it says, except the abomination. Yep, right here. I'm sorry. I passed that. I've been past it. Said now the 15th day of the month Caslu, in the 145th year, they set up the abomination of desolation. See? So they took it out. They took out the feast of desolation. I mean, the feast of dedication. That's what the abomination of desolation was. They took out our feast and put in Christmas. See? Took out our feast and put in Christmas. So we see here that anybody celebrating Christmas right now, after this comes out, I don't know what the Most High gonna do. I don't know what the Most High God gonna do. But this is why we are strange in our land now, because our land, we forgot our land covenants, our land festivals, see, our feast, our Sabbaths. Because as you see, Scripture said we were still having babies in our land, so we ain't totally left our land. See, the land is right here. Now we need to come back to it, and I'm gonna do a video too tomorrow, and I'm gonna show how we need to come back and do what the Maccabees revolt did. This is how we come back, and the Most High God come back to us and protect us. Once we do this, we have to do His judgments in order for this to happen. See, we have to bring the land back. See, so with that, I say shalom. Shalom to all, man. If you just now coming in on the video, watch from the beginning. Very good. I still didn't go over a lot of scriptures, but I'll do that for part 2. Shalom to all.